I was doing well on my diet, but I was craving something munchy, so let's make this banana bread. I am gonna be doing a little story time about when I moved out for the first time. Now, I actually went to boarding high school, so the first time that I moved out, I was 14 years old, but the time that I'm gonna be recalling right now is like moving out as an adult. So for the first year that I was out of college, I struggled to find a job with my bachelor's degree. I'm sure everybody knows this. It's like, oh, you got a marketing degree and like you can't even work at Chick-fil-A these days. Once I did find one, I was like, okay, before I stepped foot outside of my parents' home, I was like, I need to make sure that all of my financials are in order. I have to be honest, my first job was able to get me into the door of the tech industry, but it was not enough for me to live by myself. I did not want to have a roommate of someone that I did not know. The universe does have its way of making things happen, and randomly, my high school best friend was having some issue with her visa, so she had to come to the US and work here for some time, and we moved in together. There's a legitimate move out depression that I feel like a lot of people have. The first week of actually living in my apartment, I was so sad. I remember I sobbed like maybe once every single day that first week. It was giving ungrateful. I ended up living with this friend for 2 years and then was able to get another position in another company, make a little more money, and then be able to actually live by myself. I am a firm believer that life does have its way of working out, and sometimes I would say too, I'm like, sometimes it is not your moment at that time. Sometimes you gotta do the hard, the dirty work until you're able to take the next level up. I feel like the other thing that I learned is that there's never going to be a perfect moment to do something. Also, LA really pissed me off when I moved here. I had moved in with just the key, like the landlord hadn't given me like the actual clicker for the garage. So I ended up parking about 1 mile pretty much away from my home. And if you're from LA, you know that there are places where you can park where there's like 4 signs stacked up. And that was my first time ever seeing something like that. I was practically outnumbered at that point, okay? I parked my car there thinking this was going to be completely fine, and the next day when I go on my lunch break for work, my car was missing. Okay, my car had been towed. And the cherry on top of a bad day was that the place that they stored the car was not the place that you paid the fine. You had to go pay the fine, take an Uber to the other place, and they were across town from each other. So I was like, girl, this is going to be a longer lunch break.